Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Adventures in Middle-earth one-shot. There are a lot of you. Welcome. So glad for you to join us here in Arcane Arcade. Normally we have our Friday games on Friday, but today we don't. Today we're doing something a little special because I have an obsessive personality, and I spent way too much time doing a lot of Lord of the Rings involved stuff. So I've been wanting to run this for a little while. I got the books like last year, and unfortunately, the people who wrote them, they're called not Corridor. It's it starts with a C. It's a Cubicle 7. They unfortunately last year lost the not the rights, but they're no longer making the book because of some legal issue that happened. Not anything bad. They were allowed to make it, but it's no longer being published. So I was like, oh crap, well, you got to play this because I have the books and we should do this. So we are joined today by myself. Hi, I'm Jacob. I am the lore master for today's game, along with Jack O'Leary, who's playing Dagny, the dwarf warden, which we'll get to the characters in a minute. We're also joined by Viktoria. Viktoria has been on the channel before in our Halloween one-shot. She's also Colton's, I don't know, some resident horse girl. The Arwen to his Aragorn. There you go. And,
I like that.
We're also joined by Spencer. You guys know Spencer and Colton as well. So thanks, guys, for joining for today's game.
Who's Spencer? Who's Spencer, Jacob? If Colton
Spencer's
is apparently our Aragorn.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
It would also be fair to say that Victoria does do a lot of the art for the channel.
Yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, Victoria pretty much does. She didn't do the Evenfall art, but she did all the other ones. So
Yeah.
it's like the
Tomb of
only
Annihilation.
one. Yeah.
Apnea.
Mm-hmm.
All that
all
stuff.
the OG Sunder art. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. And just a little pre-tense note here. This is a third-party role-playing game system that augments 5th edition D&D. I do not know it super well. I have never played it before, and I have been doing everything in my power to make sure that I'm running it correctly today. So to all of you out there who are all like, well, I've played it before, and I actually know exactly how this rule works, I'm going to correct them in the chat. As Matthew Mercer once said, we're going to be playing this a little loosey-goosey, and this is my home game, and I'm going to do whatever I want with it. So
yeah, this is the first time any of us have played this, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I apologize now.
It'll be super fun.
Yeah. I apologize now if in the future I am referencing rules and I am trying to read up on things that I maybe didn't really expect. There may be a couple of gaps in there with all of that stuff. But hey.
Don't use this book as your book. Don't use this video as your way to learn the rules of this set.
I mean, you could
or do,
use it,
yeah.
Because there are very few actual live plays of this game out there. I was trying to find to be like, I want to see how people play this game. Oh, nobody's done that.
Nobody
okay.
plays.
So I guess we're the first ones. So yeah. Thanks everybody for joining. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, G Fuel. You can go get some G Fuel right now with, guess what? Secret special Middle-earth one-shot game special promo. 30% off is the code right now if you use code Fireball. So if you want to get a little extra, save a little money on your G Fuel, go get some. I have some with me right here. This is bubblegum flavor. Delicious.
Delicioso, as the elves would say.
You've also got cans.
Delicioso.
Tropical rain.
Cans are pretty good. Anyways, let us get started with our game. Let's have a little bit of an intro. We'll run through that, and then we will do some character introductions. Sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right.
I have no idea what I look like.
The world is changing. A shadow grows. This Middle Earth, which once knew a peace, is now threatened with corruption. In the heart of Mirkwood, a council stirs. 4 companions have been brought together by Mithrandir, or as the common folk know him, Gandalf the Grey. A dark shadow has plagued this land, and it is up to the 4 of you to put a stop to it. Spencer if you would like to describe your character first, what do they look like?
First. So I looked at a lot of Mirkwood elves, like the concept art for the Hobbit movies. And so if you want any idea of what my character looks like, just go look at that. They have like silvery white hair, very like thin elven features. They're wearing like a moss-colored traveling coat because it's quite cold. Hide armor, and they have a bow.
All right. Jack, if you would like to describe your character.
Yes. I am a wee dwarf lass by the name of Dagny. I've got like a nice coat on over my leather armor. I've got like a dwarven longsword on my hip. I've got like a bow and a quiver strung over my shoulder. Mm-hmm. I've got a gold harp that I carry with me, and I've got silvery gray hair that's tied up in like 2 space buns on my head.
Nice. And
I've got gray eyes, and I'm always wearing a smile.
Awesome, great. Colton, do you want to describe your character?
Yeah, my character, as well as a Mirkwood elf, with kind of the traditional pale skin. They have long white brownish hair, and their garb is kind of a collection of blacks and greens, with some gray, almost animal colored leathers acting as armor, crossing around their shoulder down across their body, and they have a sword and bow along their back.
And Viktoria, would you like to describe your character?
Less than tall individual, standing at about 5'3", 5'4". She has curly but short hair that kind of wisps around the ears and whatnot. Very young individual, maybe around 16, 17. And she's wearing like a fur-lined cloak that looks like at some point it might have come from some form of nobility, but has seen its fair share of wear and tear. A few bags lining kind of the inside of the cloak, well protected, slight herbal scent coming from certain pouches and whatnot, where small bits and pieces of what can be seen as like bandages have been carefully packaged here and there. She doesn't seem to have many weapons on her, but she does have an instrument, a small little fiddle, which she keeps in a careful case off to her side. Very pleased that she's not the only one carrying an instrument around, but yeah.
Viktoria reminded me, I forgot 2 things. I am wearing a red-violet fur-trimmed cloak, and I also have a well-groomed, well-oiled, well-perfumed, a little like chin-strap beard.
That's awesome.
It's just a little like it's not Colton level, but it's like a little short, like a little wispy, but it's very well kept.
Awesome, very cool.
I should also point out that my character looks about the age of an elf. So.
I would agree. Elf.
And stands at 5'10".
2 elves, a human, and a dwarf found their way into the western breach of Mirkwood. You've all been called here for your various different reasons and have met up in the past day, meeting one another and sharing greetings and discovering who one another were until you were met by your host. Kind of hobbling down a nearby hill, gray wizard, his pointed hat and staff kind of leaning him forward, sees the 4 of you and kind of looks down and says, very good. The 4 of you have made your way here. It's very good. Well, I suppose you know who I am. I'm Gandalf the Grey. And you 4, I heard tales of you from the elves in Mirkwood, but I do not know you exactly. Who are you?
It's an honor, Gandalf, sir. You actually know my father, Dori. I am Dagny, daughter of Dori.
Yes.
He traveled with you in Thorin's company a few years ago to reclaim Erebor.
Yes.
Right,
The journey to Erebor was a dangerous one.
Yes, he's told me many tales of your bravery and your magic on that journey. I never thought I'd ever actually meet you, though. It's a pleasure.
I was barely involved. And the rest of you?
You can call me Alfion. I came simply because of what you wrote in the letter, a job. I've felt things coming over the land.
Less of a job, Master Alfion, and more of a duty. And the rest of you?
Got nothing better to do, so I'm here. Smiles widely. Might as well help out.
And he kind of turns and kind of eyes you, Braithil. Kind of almost awaiting.
I don't know how you heard of me, but I knew who you were. And if you're one of the few who will listen, I will help.
I have sought the company of Thranduil on many occasions, Braithil. I have heard your name. I have heard secrets, heard whispers in the dark. A great shadow, a malice, rises in the south. I am led to believe that one of the 7 rings were given to the dwarf lords, once lost, may have resurfaced in the mines of Moria. Dark creatures and evil beings seek to find this ring. You 4 and I are the only ones who know of its location. I would go myself, but I have other things to attend to. The 4 of you. You must reclaim this and bring it back to me for safekeeping.
Where will you be?
I will await you in the town of Bree.
That's quite a ways off.
We must put distance between us and Moria if we are to truly have this thing destroyed.
And if
Be
we
careful.
fail?
Have courage, Braithil. Failure is a constant. It is a worry. But it is something that you should not burden yourself with. You must try.
Gandalf, do you know anything of Mirkwood? Last I heard, it was being resettled by Balin and my uncle Nori, but we haven't heard word since they left.
Do you mean of Moria?
Yes, aye.
Balin and his troop of dwarves made their way there. They never returned. I'd hoped that maybe you could find them and discover their fate.
I can do that. I would be very interested in finding out myself.
Then go now, with haste, and be careful. There are dark creatures that watch the roads on the path to Moria.
Yes. Very well.
And then he begins to walk off, and then he turns around and he says, "Oh," and he turns around and he says, "Keep it secret. Keep it safe." And then he turns around and he walks away.
Of course.
Well, that's reassuring.
Can't believe it. We just met Gandalf the Grey. Crazy.
Yes, and he gave us an impossible job that we can't fail.
Well, then I guess we better not fail it. But don't worry, if we're going to Moria, the person you want on your side is a dwarf.
That is...
Shall be seen.
Well,
It's a pleasure to meet all of you, that's for damn sure.
likewise. I'm Dagny, daughter of Dory. In case you didn't pick... well, it's just fun to say. and you are, I don't think I caught some of your names.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. Asta, pleasure to meet all of you. Now, if we could get going, that would be nice.
Are you in a bit of a rush?
No, I
sounds
just
like we
don't
should all
like
be-
staying still for long.
I know the feeling.
And if others are hunting for it, dark forces, we'd do best to beat them.
I agree with you, Master Alfian.
Yes. You come from a well-known family. Even the elves have heard of your father.
Oh, well, thank you. I know that relations with the elves haven't always been too great, but it's nice to see that they're kind of on the up and up now that Erebor is reclaimed and the dragon's treasure has been shared between our peoples. I would hate to see such an era of prosperity darkened by any sort of shadow that is looming, as Gandalf might say. So perhaps Asta is right. Maybe it's best that we must away.
Yes. Though I must say I have not traveled too far from my home. Do any of you have experience
I can
with
get us
that?
there.
You can get us there. Perfect. It seems Gandalf chose well then. A dwarf, someone who knows the way, and well, I don't know why either of us are here, and I'll look over to Asta.
Well, let's just hope you don't get too injured. I'm not exactly great at what I do, but I do like to pride myself in my ability to patch up some small wounds left and right.
Oh, fantastic.
Sounds like you'll be a boon on this journey then. And while you mend our wounds, I will mend our spirits with songs and inspirational tales of all across Middle Earth. I've been wandering around a few years now. I like to think I've learned a thing or two about a thing or two.
And I
Asta's
suppose that
starts walking. So you play then? What do you play?
Oh, I play this harp. Been playing ever since I was a wee girl. Back when I lived in the Blue Mountains. And my dad went back to reclaim Erebor with King Thorin, rest his soul. But I do. I play a little bit. I'm more of a storyteller, though.
We should play together. It's one of my great single joys.
I would like that very much. But perhaps let's travel first and play later, huh?
Of course. Of course.
So,
make
as
sure
a
that
part of
there
the
is-
kind of journeying aspect of this game, you guys, I'm going to mark that you guys are about here in Western Mirkwood on the Roll20, if you guys can see that.
Okay.
Sorry, chat, you don't have it. They're in Western Mirkwood. You get the idea.
Figure it out.
Yeah. So you at this point, you guys are going to assign your tasks and plan your route, at least for your first journey. One of you needs to take up the mantle of guide, scout, hunter, and lookout, which are in the player's handbook. So
I'll pick up scout.
Okay, so Alfion will be the scout.
Take guide.
I am not
Your
good.
guide.
I am not good at any wisdom-based abilities. So I'll just take whatever's left.
Okay.
I'll let Asta choose, and then.
Were there
Like almost all wisdom. So
What's up?
Well, perfect.
were there 5 jobs tasks?
There's
I don't
4:
know if they're-
guide,
there's 4,
scout,
okay.
hunter, and lookout.
We'll be back in just a moment while people pick their jobs.
No worries.
Mhm.
So Breathil is guide. Alfion is scout or lookout.
He said scout.
Yeah.
Scout. So Dagny, you
I'll be
can go
lookout.
for. Okay, lookout. So Dagny, you.
All right, I'm on hunter. We'll see how that goes. we might go hungry tonight, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
So as we go down into this at this point, what we're gonna do is I want you to decide what your route is at this point.
Okay, so we're trying to get from Western Mirkwood to Moria.
Yep.
Where is Moria? It's in the Misty Mountains, far
Yeah,
over
it's
the Misty
all
Mountains cold.
south.
There it is. I
have
see
read-
it.
Yeah.
It's here.
So we could, if we're in, are we considering that we're at this little like dude going, "Yay!" Is that what that is?
No, I'd
I
say
know
you're
it's like
right here.
an elvish. Oh, okay. So we're near the road. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we could just head out of Mirkwood and maybe just travel along the river. Hey, look,
Okay.
they named these fields after Craig. And
you could travel down the river. Once again, you guys can make you can plan out one entire journey that goes all the way to Moria if you'd like, or you can plan out journeys in separate kind of bursts that go down. Either way, the roles are relatively the same, but it may be more helpful in that aspect. But it's kind of up to you.
I would definitely suggest we should probably find places to stop and rest.
I agree.
And one of the abilities that I have that lowers the peril, it has to be an entire journey, not just like. So if we do a bunch of smaller ones, I'll be able to keep us a little bit safer.
That's cool. Okay. Should we maybe just maybe try to head from like here to, I don't know, we could go south to
Brethel, you are the guide, so you can choose the route if you'd like. You guys can also use this little arrow tool if you want to kind of choose where you want to go.
So
Inspecting the map.
yeah. I think if we go from here, like we're like around here,
Mhm.
is there like a amount of time that we can? How long can we travel?
You
Because
can travel for as long as you need. Gandalf did not give you a specific time. It's not like you need to reach the dwarven door by autumn or on Durance Day. You guys have time, so
guess
as
we
much
could-
time as you need to take.
we can go like maybe down to here in
So
a segment.
crossing the river.
Yeah. Oh, we would have to cross the river, huh? Is there a
You could-
bridge?
Yeah, there's a bridge
Yeah,
here.
right. Old
Is-
Ford.
Oh,
Old
The
Ford?
You could cross the bridge and go down and head south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it doesn't look like there's any other bridges on the river, so that's probably a good idea.
Are there places to rest along that though?
We could make camp.
If we go from Mirkwood through, do I have Eastern Bells?
All right, so I'm assuming that's your first journey. Is that? Is going across
Sure,
the
yeah.
bridge and then down south and kind of ending that
Into-
journey at the bottom of the west Anduin Vales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds
All
good
right,
to me.
cool. So I determined the peril rating of the journey. The peril rating is, I gotta get the little thingy here.
It's
Leave
over
the peril
9,000.
Oh God, this is, I believe it's moderate. based on the map.
It's my turn to be a nerd. Did you know that that's actually not the original number?
What, 9,000?
Yeah, in Japan, I'm pretty sure the number was 8,000, but they mistranslated it to 9,000 in America.
Amazing.
And then the "it's over 9,000" meme was born, but it's over 8,000.
Is
all
this
right, so-
the only map? Just a quick question before, as we're making these decisions. Is this the only map we have?
Yes.
Or-
Why?
Okay, no, because I was wondering if there was more to it on either
There
corner.
is. I mean, it doesn't pertain to this game, but I mean, there is a bigger
Cool.
map.
Right.
So the peril rating for this one is currently 2. This is moderate terrain. And it's generally pretty easy to walk through this area. There's a little bit of forest, a little bit of plains, not too much. Should be pretty easy. And if that's going to be your journey and that's your thing, then you guys are going to embark out and start traveling. As you guys begin to head out, cue the music that I can't play. The Lord, dun 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 dun. dun.
Jacob, no, it's too close to the actual music. We'll get copyrighted.
Play like the Codename Kids Next Door version. Yeah, it'll be fine.
So at this point, the guide makes an embarkation roll, modified by the guide's survival proficiency bonus plus half their wisdom bonus minus the peril rating.
So,
And that is
just for you.
Yep.
You said that the peril rating is currently 2. Because we're traveling through lands that I know, it goes down by 2.
Oh, so it's 0.
Yes.
Very cool. So you don't, and you roll a d12.
Okay. What do I add to it?
You add your survival proficiency bonus plus half your wisdom bonus, minus the peril rating. But the peril rating, I don't subtract it because it's 0 now. Because you know
It's
these
fun
things.
to sing at
So-
the DMCA.
So I add my survival.
Yes,
Is
and
what
then
you're
I
saying?
also believe there's also journey events and task rolls. Let me double check that one real quick. Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll that d12.
Okay, so D12 plus my survival is 16.
16. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Also, for you to know, while we are traveling through wilderness, my perception's actually 19 because my
All right.
proficiency is doubled.
So the company
Damn.
sets out on a path that will likely show them the wonders long since forgotten or into dangers that would most would quail at the thought of. But the auspices are good, and should the company be true, they will surely prevail. This is like the best you can get. As a result, add 2 to the rolls on the journey events table. Additional rolls made to determine the initial outcome of these encounters should be made with advantage. So you guys have
Nice.
advantage on these rolls that you guys will get in your events. Also, I will add 2, so all of the events will be better than they normally would. So this journey is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hexes.
All right,
My
Jacob.
camera
Your camera
died.
died.
Yeah, your camera
Jacob, 2
froze.
things. Your camera died. The other thing, I'm just gonna call it right now. We haven't gotten more than a few seconds into this. I want a system like this for
Same.
our games.
Same.
Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool.
It's about to get cooler.
boy.
So, hopefully my camera turns back on. If it doesn't, I'm gonna poop my pants. No! Guess I gotta do it. Guess I gotta poop them.
Oh no.
Please don't. I just did all the laundry.
Time to fill. Guys, did you know that Ian McKellen did actually accidentally hit his head?
No way! Did you know
In the
that Viggo
Fellowship of the
Mortensen
Ring.
broke his toe?
That's so crazy. I didn't
It
actually.
was in the script.
And
Viggo Mortensen also
Appar-
knocked a dagger.
apparently-
on his head.
yeah,
I'm
that was
really,
pretty
really
dope.
bad with actual information and names, but apparently Viggo Mortensen bought the stunt person's the horse that the
Yeah,
stunt person
the horse,
wore.
yeah.
Because he was she couldn't afford it, so he bought her the horse,
That's cool.
which was really cute.
I thought that he took all of the horses.
I
and,
think he
had
did.
a
I think he
a
did that
ranch
as
for them.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
What
he
a
just
good
really likes
boy.
horses.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say I
Yeah.
heard that Viggo Mortensen likes horses.
Yeah.
And he also, I don't know, there's a great Tumblr post out there where they talk about how, they're like, I know that people always say that MCU casts their roles really well, but you can't do better casting than making Aragorn Viggo Mortensen. Because it's a whole list of everything, and one of the things is apparently he actually would hike to every single filming location so that he looked weather worn.
Awesome.
It was also his idea to give Aragorn a bow because he wouldn't be able to survive in the wilderness if he didn't have a bow. And
awesome.
because they weren't originally going to give one to him. And
So
there was
I
another
actually have to
thing.
go into a
I
break
don't
card
remember.
because I have to reset Zoom in order to get
Okay.
the camera working. Sorry guys,
bye,
we'll be back in
everyone.
just a
More
second.
Viggo Mortensen facts when we come back.
Hello, we're back. I got my camera.
Hey.
All right, here we go. Okay. Anyways, as we were saying, going along with our
Did you know
little
Viggo
journey here-
Mortensen broke his toe?
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm done.
As per the adventuring rules here, let me whip that out real quick. I just had it. Okay, so we just you had assigned your little guy. You guys have all assigned your tasks. I've determined the peril rating. You made your roll, and you guys got like a 14, which is
16.
really, really good. 16. It only goes up to 12. So if you get above a 12, it's going to be a very easy, very nice journey. So it's a good thing Bree Thill is leading all of you through this area that she knows very well. It's a bit, maybe some of you have been here before, but it's stranger lands to most. But she's leading you pretty well. So at this point in time, we're going to look up the number of the journey here, how long the journey is from where you guys are, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hexes, which is a short journey. So, Spencer, can you go ahead and roll a D2 for the number of possible challenges?
I actually have a D2. So
Hey!
You actually do have a D2.
1.
Okay. So, as you guys are traveling through this kind of area of Middle Earth, you do happen across one encounter in which this gets rolled on as well.
Is this a personal event test?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool.
Well, I can lower my DC by 2.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
No.
Is it
So-
dead? Did the day pass and it's dead now?
I mean, I think you killed it last night a little bit.
Ooh.
Damn.
Just
Damn.
like my character.
Yep, you did die.
You did die last night. So you guys travel across this portion of the West Anduin Vales, crossing over the making your way south through these lands, being led by Bree Thill. You can see the misty mountains off to always kind of hugging along the side of it as they stand majestically, kind of off into the distance. A couple of maybe a day or so passes as you guys are going and making your way along, but you walk south, and and we add 2 to any events that could happen, right?
Yeah,
So-
I think so.
As you guys are traveling along these plains, each day goes by pretty easily. Dagny, you're able to kind of hunt pretty easily for the rest of the party, being able to gather some food for everybody. And every day, you swear that you feel, as you go off alone into the wilderness to gather food, you just get the feeling that something's watching you, something distant. You shrug off the feeling and take your food and head back to the rest of the party. Nothing more than a fleeting kind of feeling. The next day kind of comes by, and you still feel it just over your shoulder. Something is there. And then the rest of you, it's kind of all silently. There's something around you. It's following you. You don't know what it is, but you're all gathering this feeling that turns from a little bit of fear to eventually dread. The wind goes silent.
Does it feel like it's linked to the shadow at all for me? Like, does that feel...
Yes, it definitely does.
We should definitely keep our guards up. They may be...
As for kind
Indeed.
of.
This is the first time anybody's brought up anything in regards to this. You guys have all kind of kept it to yourself, and now Alphion is saying to keep your guards up.
The shadow's near.
You feel it
Feel
too?
Reaching down to one of the pockets on the side of her of her backpack. She kind of places a hand over one of them, kind of reaching inside ever so slightly to pull something into her palm and kind of keep it close to her.
Okay. You do so.
Dagny will just keep a hand on her sword and just keep looking around, keeping her eyes peeled. She's got the eyes of a hawk and the ears of a fox.
So, who is the lookout?
That would be me.
I need you to roll a perception check.
Let's figure out how much these dice like this character. They really like this character. That is a 22.
Okay. The day goes on pretty easily, and you guys are nearing your destination. But along the way, one night you stop Asta, and you guys are preparing for a sort of small camp. And you go to do a bit of a reconnaissance, a bit of lookout. Keep in mind, the uneasiness of the party has made you want to ensure that nothing is truly following you. As you peer off into the distant setting sun, the sun kind of setting over the misty mountains, as you kind of look around as the final moments of dusk that you have to stare off into the distant lands and fields, you do in fact see, is it your quarry, or is that what you chase?
Quarry is what you're hunting.
Yeah. There is a horse and a rider. A black horse and a hooded figure.
What?
Kind of clops up the top of a hill and kind of looks down. You see no face, just a figure hundreds of feet away. It kind of turns and you watch as it kind of stares over towards you.
Take a small step back. How far am I from the rest of the party?
Not far. It's further. You are closer to the party than you are to it.
The hand that was previously holding the item it's migrated from like a closed pouch back into her hand and a dagger in the other hand.
Okay.
And she'll call back to the group without taking her eyes off it. So, if you guys could just look, and she kind of points with the closed hand and not using the dagger itself, like not threatening dagger. Just kind of pointing with a finger.
The rest of you, she's a bit up a hill. You can kind of follow up and go see what she's looking at.
I'll go up there.
Yeah.
All right. Do you go breathe?
Can I stealth up there?
Yeah, I was gonna say I do
stealth.
kind of want to be a little.
Oh, okay. I'll join in.
Sneaky about this.
I'll be a little sneak.
Are we in like a forest?
Not really.
No.
No, you're kind of in fields right now.
Fields.
That's not too bad.
Just making sure.
I got a 15.
Okay. 15.
I rolled 12.
12. Okay.
Also 15.
Okay. You guys kind of quietly make your way up the hill. Some of you kind of closer to the ground, kind of prone, going your way up. And as you kind of peer over the side of the last bits of twilight that's still holding the air to give you this sight, you look off into the distance and you just see a rider atop a horse in dark black clothing. You can't make out any finer details than this.
I'm going to invoke my background.
Okay. Can you go ahead and roll a shadow lore check?
What is... Oh, I see. I see it as a thing now.
Could I potentially also get in on this using my storytelling specialty? Have I heard any... have I heard of any tales of black riders or...
Cool. And Breathil, you can also roll
I'm
as well.
proficient in shadow lore. Would that just let me, or do I need
a... You can just do it.
Okay.
Go for it.
16.
Okay, 16.
Hold up, 4. I don't know what this
He's
is.
like, what the fuck is that?
or a 5.
24.
I do have a question. Is it within 100 yards of me?
No, it is not. It's why your stone has not reacted yet, but you figure it's not close enough.
So wait, so it's over. Okay, it's a lot.
It's pretty far away.
Yeah.
So Alpheon, you got a 16. Brethil, you got a 25.
24.
24. Alpheon, you know that this is a dark servant. This thing works for the shadow. This thing is a direct lieutenant of somebody who works for that shadow. If anything, you're not really certain of what it is. It could be an undead. It could just be a being that serves it. But you have heard the tales of black riders that plague certain lands and leave devastation where they go. All you know is that this thing is dangerous, and it certainly isn't your friend. Breathill, you have heard of the Nazgul, a ring wraith. This one specifically is known as the Ghost of the Forest. It lurks in Mirkwood, and it is a servant of Dol Guldur.
Shit.
You know that they hunt the rings.
Alright.
Well, if this thing's going to just be tracking us, we need to get rid of it somehow. It definitely works for the shadow.
As you say, there's a kind of... The horse kind of stirs a bit on the top of the hill, and you watch as it kind of like turns its head to the side, away from you guys, not towards you. And it kind of goes down the hill and out
Away
of sight.
from us?
Yes.
Or
Jacob,
perhaps
I would
not.
know that the ring wraiths can't be killed, right?
Yes. You know they can be stopped. You just can't. You
But
can't permanently.
it's going to continue to come back. So fighting it now probably isn't the... it's not worth our time right now. We should go.
What's that thing?
A ring wraith.
A what?
A ring wraith. They hunt the rings.
Does that name sound familiar to me, Jacob? Like I
At
couldn't
this point,
put-
it does.
Okay.
Servant of the Shadow.
Fantastic. That's a lot more than I thought would be out already.
Jacob, we're still in Mirkwood.
No.
Could you ping where we are?
You guys are across the bridge at this point, and you're in the Anduin Vales.
Like here? Oh, why can I click? Oh,
Uh,
You're about here.
Here?
Here.
okay. So part of my Wanderer ability is I can. Give me 1 second, actually. Fill the time, guys. Gotta find a rule.
Did y'all know that Sean Bean didn't like helicopters, and so
I did know that one.
so whenever they had to film somewhere, they would always take him in helicopters. But Sean Bean always refused, especially for those like misty mountain shots when they had to go up in the mountains. And so the cast would tell stories of how they would be flying up in the helicopters, and they'd just see a little shape of Sean Bean just climbing up the mountains in his Boromir costume.
Yeah. That's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Okay. Let's put this.
Yeah.
If I could ask in character, ask that kind of looks to all those who seem to know a lot more about this whole shadow business. I don't exactly know what it is, but I'd prefer to find out. Is there something in particular? I'm not quite sure exactly what it
I
is.
can't say I know exactly what the shadow is either, but those things, once Breathill said it was a ring wraith, they are very dangerous.
Oh, well, I mean, if there's danger, then...
More than orcs, more than the bandits on the outside of town. We don't want to see more.
Aren't you cheerful?
No.
Well,
Cheerfulness
I've been
doesn't
told
get the
before.
job done.
I mean, I have been told before if there's some kind of adversary, it means you're heading in maybe the right way. Hopefully.
That's what
Maybe.
I'm afraid of. We're not at the mountain yet, even.
So found my rule. For you, Mr. Lore Master, from being a wanderer, I can find one place to rest. If this is like towards the end of our journey, maybe we'd rest here, hide away from this ring wraith and then continue. Not that the ring wraith is following us.
So are you talking to me still, or are you talking to them?
To you. I'm just letting you know one of my abilities is in each land that I am familiar with, I can find a settlement, a hidden cabin,
Oh, okay.
a secret glade somewhere that is
Can keep you
safe
safe.
enough to long rest, basically.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Pretty dope.
Okay. So, are you you guys are currently in a campsite right now. You probably couldn't find it now, but in the next coming days you can try to if you want.
I'm just saying is because the further we get away from Mirkwood, the less I know about the area.
And the further we are from danger, the closer we are to harm. All right. So, does the night continue on then?
Yeah, I think we would probably keep a watch.
My food got here. I'll be right back. I'm
No
sorry.
worries. You're good. All right.
At one point though, while we're setting up, Alpheon would look to the group and say, "Look, cheerfulness is all well and good, whatever gets you through, but this is how I get through this job. I know the shadow will take me eventually. I felt it. I've seen it in my dreams. I just hope it's after we get this ring." So if you want to know why I'm not so cheerful.
Look, no matter what happens, you're always going to have two ways of looking at things. You can die with a smile on your face or tears in your eyes. I'd much prefer to die with a smile on my face, no matter what kills me. So I appreciate it. I understand, but also, politely, I'd prefer to at least enjoy this small bout of adventure. Besides, if we keep believing in something, it's bound to happen. If we keep bringing ourselves down, then the shadow doesn't even have to do anything, right?
Aye, you're right. Well, true defeat is when we give in to that despair. As long as we, keep up hope. That wraith was pretty far off.
And it means that they don't have the ring yet either. So,
aye, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That is...
I think maybe a song could lift little spirits. And I pull out my harp and I sing, far over the misty mountains
very
cold. Da, 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 da.
There's performance, right? Roll a performance.
Yeah.
check.
Well, I hope it's good.
can I offer the help action by joining?
I'd appreciate
Yes,
it.
you can have advantage.
Yeah, Lake Town, Erebor, we're old friends. We know the songs. We know the songs.
Of course.
That's way better. 21.
All right, you play.
Oh, it's higher than that
song
actually.
to kind of
22.
soothe the fear that the rest of you are having. Everybody gains an inspiration,
Ooh.
and this is like OG
That's nice.
D&D
Dang.
5e inspiration. So everybody gains an inspiration.
Oh, so what does that mean mechanically?
It's an advantage. That it's an
dope.
you
Okay.
can have advantage on any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
you still get cards for this one?
does other things too. I don't know exactly how it works, but I saw that you can do other things with it.
Do we
You
still
can
get
check the book
cards?
if you want.
Do we still get cards for this, or are we
I'm
just
not
going
going
to
to do
roll
cards
it?
for this one. We're just going to go with the inspiration.
For sure.
All right. So the night goes on. You guys wake up the next day and continue going. Braithiel, I assume you're going to lead everybody to a safe spot. I would say that you would know of like a cabin that probably exists out here that you could find and rest in to be relatively safe. But along your journey, as you're going, making your way along, walking, trudging through the morning, you can hear distant, and immediately from Asta, you begin to hear a wailing sound coming from her pocket. And then you hear, you grab it, you just hear like this wailing coming from that stone of yours that you have. And then
What does
on
that
top
mean?
of that, you hear in the distance a distant as you kind of turn and see that rider running, moving full force towards your party. What do you guys do?
It's on a horse, right?
On the road.
I shoot the horse.
Get off the road!
So that's what we're gonna do. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative. You guys do have advantage on your initiative as you guys were aware of the creature and knew that it was coming. And I also sent a picture of it into the chat if you guys want to see.
Yeah, I saw.
Where's its horse?
Where's the horse on the rider?
Where's the blade that was broken?
Yeah. Okay, 25 to 20.
21.
I also rolled a 21. But I'm sure your
Hey.
dex is higher than me.
+4. Sorry, +5.
Yo,
Okay,
plus
so
5
Alfion's
dex. Holy
dead.
shit.
I rolled it. I rolled for
Oh, you
my
rolled for
stats,
stats?
and I got
I
an
did-
18, and then
Man, I did
What'd you
point
get?
by.
19.
And Asta, what'd you get?
A 6.
Oh, very nice. All right,
19
so
6.
top of the round is Alfion. You are first. I assume you're going to go with what you wanted to do, which was shoot the horse.
yes.
Go for it. Roll attack.
Question.
Mhm.
So I know that this is like pseudo 5e. Can I aim with my cunning action? I straight up get cunning action, which is why I'm asking.
I'm gonna
Aim
say
is not
no.
something you usually get for cutting action.
It is
It's
because of Tasha's.
Tasha's rule.
I'm gonna say no, as the abilities you have are gonna be the abilities that you get in the book with your class. So
Okay.
realistically.
Could I then? Let's see what I can come up with here. I'm trying to figure out a way to potentially get to that sweet advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Would I be able to kind of, I don't know, almost fake out? Like, I guess it'd be asking for a stealth roll, but almost like fake out that, like,
Can you cutting action stealth?
Yeah.
Then go
hide,
ahead and roll.
the hide.
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead and roll hide.
Cool. 18.
18.
I
You
don't know if
succeed.
there's cool. I don't know if there's a location to hide, but if there isn't, then I would
You
almost
can-
do a thing as if I'm hiding my intention.
Yeah, that's fine. You like look like you're running, but then you kind of quickly turn and fire a shot.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead and roll with advantage.
How's a 17 do to hit the
A
horse?
17 will hit the horse. Go ahead and roll damage.
Hey, sorry, horse, but it's either you or me. 10 plus 7, 17 plus 4, 21 damage.
You fire an arrow into this horse, and it flies over, and it strikes it right into the eye, actually. And you hear it kind of whinny, but it doesn't react from the damage at all. It just continues riding. And as you kind of look over, you're like, that should have killed it. That should have easily felled that horse. You can see that portions of this horse are already dead. This is an awful creature that is undead, even to I don't know where I was going with that, even to you. And it is continuing to ride forward, though it is very hurt.
Well then,
Are you going to stay still, or are you going to keep running?
I'll go. I mean, I can go 30 feet, so I'll go 30
Okay.
feet.
Dagny.
Oh god, I don't know what to do. How far away is this guy?
I'm going to say 100 feet.
I'm gonna turn to my companions and I'll say, it'll be harder for him to chase us if we're off the road. So I'll get off the road.
Okay. Are you guys on the road?
Are we? I don't know.
thought you were in the middle of the forest.
Are not on a road right now.
Then I don't say that. I'll
Okay,
just say, I'll just say, think Alfion has the right idea. Take the horse out from under the rider. I'm gonna sing a song of slaying. I'm going to
very
expend one of my uses of my inspiration to give everyone around me, so all allies within 30 feet, an extra
Hey.
D4 to their attack rolls.
That's
That's
cool.
sweet.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's pretty awesome. I don't know why Valor Bards don't just automatically get that ability, but I feel like these people should design Dungeons and Dragons. Anyways,
I don't know. They call the common language common in Westeros. In like 8 different locations. Like,
All right, so
The
everybody's
elves-
got
they
a
should
color.
design the mechanics and stuff. I don't know if that's my action or not. Let me check really quick.
Okay.
I think that might be my action, but I need to just check. Song of Slaying. It doesn't say. Maybe it's under Warden's Gift. Hold on. Warden's Gift. Oh, it's a bonus action. Okay, so that's my bonus
cool.
action.
Okay.
I'm gonna start singing a song of Círdan the Shipwright and how he led his forces against the Witch King of Angmar and totally kicked his ass. And I'm gonna pull out an arrow and I'm gonna shoot the horse.
Go for it.
Sorry, horse.
Shoot the horse. Shoot
15 to hit.
15 hits.
I don't have a D6. Hold on.
Especially add it to your roll. What?
What?
Sorry, every time I hear D6, that plays in my head.
4 points of piercing damage.
Hey.
And that is enough to fell the horse. Exactly.
Nice.
You fire
First
your
try.
arrow off as you're telling the tale, and invigorating everybody with inspiration. And the arrow kind of lands over, flies, hits the horse. The horse falls forward, rolls downwards. You watch as the rider also rolls and falls onto the ground. And there's a bit of dust that kind of plumes up into the air. You're going to still be in combat. You guys don't necessarily know what's happening in this current moment, whether it's dead or not. You're not really certain. But Brethil, it's your turn.
I would use my movement. I'm assuming we're gonna run, so I'm gonna run in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Can I still see the rider?
Yeah, but I'm going to say it's a bit lightly obscured by the dust.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot at him twice and then scoot. So,
Yeah, sounds good. Roll with disadvantage.
All right. I can add this D4 to it. Is that what you were saying, Jack? Okay. 15.
A 15 hits.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
You're welcome. Don't thank me. Thank Dagny.
Yeah, thank you, Dagny.
You're welcome.
I get short bow damage. He is a foe of the enemy, which I get a +2 damage to attacking servants
cool.
of the Lord of Mordor. So
Oh, that's awesome.
That's dope. Also, sorry, that feature that I did only applies to your next attack roll, so it's not just all of your attack rolls.
All right.
It's just your next one.
Okay.
So, but you all get it, so that's pretty.
And is your damage magical?
Uh-oh.
I don't think so.
All right, so half it.
It was 11, so 5.
You fire 2 arrows, yeah?
That was just the first one.
Okay, so you fire 1 arrow. You watch as it kind of lands, and you're pretty sure you hit your target.
The next one is an 18 to hit,
And 18 hits. Roll damage.
and then 9 more.
And 9.
So 4.
Lands in once more. This creature taking 2 arrows. You can hear it sort of like wail in the distance, kind of like.
All right. That'll be my turn. I'm gonna run 30 feet towards
Okay.
where everyone else is going.
As the dust begins to sort of settle, you watch as this creature. You could see it begin to kind of lurch upwards and turn off towards the side, almost as if its body broke a bit, and it kind of snaps forward. And you watch as it looks and it holds up its very pale hands, and you can hear it speak. And it speaks this very strange, dark tongue. What languages does everybody speak?
Oh, God.
Is he speaking Dwarvish for chance?
No.
It's a dark tongue.
I assume I don't speak what he's speaking.
Same.
Okay.
Let me
If
And
none
then
of-
it's more
Wait,
Dorian,
let
and
me check really quick. Just to confirm. I speak the woodland tongue and Sindarin, and the common tongue, better known as Western.
I'm checking. I think it's just common and yeah.
You
It's not,
you hear him
English.
speak like this ancient tongue. None of you seem to understand it, almost if he's trying to speak to you. But it's strange as it sounds whispered, almost as if he's just near your ears, but he's a very far distance away. And then you watch as his legs begin to carry him forward, and he begins to run towards you with this incredible amount of speed. And you watch as sing, a sword kind of comes down at his side, and then you hear him speak in Western, or a bit more of like the common tongue. Where is the ring? And he dashes 60 feet forward. He's about 40 feet away from you guys, except for Dagny and Alphion, in which you guys are about 30 feet back. All right, Asta.
I'm more like 25 feet back. I got stubby little legs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Jacob, just so you know, I also
The
ran.
one class. Oh, sorry. Continue, Spencer.
No, I'm just letting Jacob know that I ran with.
Okay, all
Alphion
right,
and
sounds
Dagny.
good.
Considering I took the one class that has literally no fighting ability.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna turn and run.
1v1. Do it. 1v1.
All right, so as all of you, are you gonna dash?
Yes,
Okay, so the rest of you begin.
but
to
I'm
turn and
staying
run
with the
away
rest
from
of the
this creature.
group.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm turning and I'm kind of trying to stay with the rest of the group. So I'm only running as far as the furthest person.
And as you all begin to run, this thing begins to chase you. And you guys begin to run and run. Your speeds are basically matched at this point as you guys continue to go forward. And kind of cresting over a bit of like a hill, you can see the lodging in which Breathill had found that you guys could possibly be safe in. And it's just kind of down the hill, but behind you is your pursuer.
Can
who's
I
moving
do
forward.
something, Jacob, as I'm running? Because I can dash as a bonus action.
Well, yeah, I was just describing what's happening at the end of the round. We're still in initiative.
Gotcha.
Okay. So top of the round, if that's the end of Asta's turn, it is back to you, Alphion.
Okay. So I can dash as a bonus action, so I'm going to keep running and whatnot.
Okay.
However, let me know how you feel about this, because it is a trait that I have.
Mm-hmm.
My specialty is fire making.
Okay.
I am adept at making fires and preparing camps.
Okay.
As I'm running, because we're running through like a little foresty area, right?
Sort of, yeah. There's trees here and there. It's not like an enormous forest, but...
Okay, would I be able to come across some stuff that I could kind of grab along the path to almost like...
grab like branches and whatnot?
Yeah, like grab a couple of branches and then pull out like some flint, and I want to try to like start a little fire on the branches in my hand.
Okay, so you want to create like a makeshift fire in your hand, basically.
Yep, and then I want to throw it as far as I can towards the thing.
Well, because it is sort of... Oh, but you can like bundle it and turn it into like a torch is kind of what you're trying to do.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like
I'll
Aragorn
let
with
you
the...
do it. Go ahead and roll an attack roll. I'm
I'm
not
I'm-
have proficiency.
I assume this would be improvised. Would I add my
Yeah.
dex since I'm trying to kind of aim it?
Sure. Okay, fine. Sure. Go for it.
I crit. Oh,
Get out of here.
I'm not kidding. I swear. Look at this. Oh
Camera
no.
not available.
Oh.
Oh no. What have I done?
I believe you.
What?
Okay. So
What is
extremely convenient?
You go over, and as you guys are running, briefly, you can see Alphion going forward and grabbing all of these twigs and creating a fire, and you start realizing, oh, that's perfect. And then he turns, he takes his hand back, and he tosses it, and he watches it flies through the air. It lands on the ground. It doesn't really hit him, and as it does, the entirety of like the dead grouse around him lights up in flame, and you just hear screeching coming from this rider as it just moves back and begins to burn. It completely stops in its tracks, just trying to throw the flames off of itself. Dagny, what are you doing?
I'm fine work. I'm running.
Okay.
I'll just dash the whole way, try and catch up with Alphion.
Okay.
And I'll
Oh, sorry.
hold on really quick. I'll just give, I don't know, I'll spend an inspiration and give it to Breathill.
Okay.
I'll tell her, I'll sing like a little elvish ditty and
Oh, perfect. Cool. Breathill, it's your turn.
I'm going. You said that I can see the little sanctuary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just try to lead everyone there.
Okay.
if I can.
The ghost of the forest is too preoccupied with these flames currently to give chase. Currently thrashing and throwing itself on the ground, trying to put out the fire that has been put upon it. You guys get a major step ahead in front of it. Asta, it's your turn. Do you keep running? All right. So
She has a
everybody
dagger out,
continues
the
running.
wailing stone still in hand.
Yeah. As you begin to run, the wailing stone stops wailing. As you kind of crest down a hill, you can no longer see this creature no more. As you run over towards the sanctuary, this sort of what is it, Breathil? How about you describe what it is? Like a lodge cabin? All right. And it's a small little building. You guys run over. Breathil throws open the door. You guys run in. Breathil, you out of combat.
You know, we dwarfs are natural sprinters. But I've never run that hard in my life.
1 second.
That thing was unstoppable.
Remember how we used to have that issue a long time ago where when I have the stream open and it's just like I can try